Grant, ready for that disgruntled gamer rant?
Yes, this is ridiculous.
All right, let me pull this up real quick.
Let me preface by saying this. Ed, have you ever seen this before in any type of in the gaming world ever?
Recently?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general. I've yet to see this before. Like, the game's not coming out till next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's starting to become a little bit more common with some of these studios, and now Naughty Dog has joined the party of preparing. All right, so when we get into this. All right, once we get into this, I'm going to explain what's going to happen to Intergalactic,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to make a official
Prediction
disclaimer about it of what I think is going to be from all the way up to release date, after release date, what's going to happen in the game.
Yep.
Because I already have that. I already have the feeling.
Yep.
All right, I have that feeling, and we're usually right when we say when we call this stuff out. We are usually, well, I would say we have not been wrong yet on any game that we've talked about. And it's not really saying the game's going to be bad or shit on the game. It's just going to it's what's going to happen with the game. Okay. But anyway, our disgruntled gamer rant this episode is why is Naughty Dog running cover already for Intergalactic before it's released, but specifically revolved around the actress that plays the main character. All right. They're preparing her for quote unquote hate from gamers. What does that tell you, Grant, when you see that?
That they know that the way that they designed this character was terrible. And this is about to be a fool with a lot of bullshit.
All right, so let me pull up our tweet on the subject. I want to kind of boost this from what IGN posted, from what Neil Druckmann said. All right, so let me get this a little bit larger. All right, so anyway, this is kind of what we're talking about today. Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann has been boot camping, basically preparing.
What a word.
Preparing the Intergalactic, the Heretics prophet, 𝐷𝐷𝐴 on The Last of Us 2 online hate. All right, so as you know, The Last of Us 2 online, The Last of Us 2 Part 2, The Last of Us Part 2 has received a lot of hate, including not even the show, but the game and the way the story was and everything like that. It's legit hate. It's actually, I would say, okay to hate that because of what they did to the story.
Yeah.
And what they advertised, let's remember, The Last of Us Part 2, before the game released, they advertised Joel a lot to make it seem like he was going to be Joel and Ellie again. Okay? They did that until it was released, and very early on in the game, they killed off Joel, which I would say validly got a lot of hate because, of course, the way they advertised it and the character that Joel was to a lot of gamers that played the first The Last of Us game. It got a lot of hate, but it's valid criticism, okay?
Correct.
It's not gamer hate because the story and we had to play a girl and Abby was in there. That wasn't the only reason. It's because you killed off a major character that everyone loved from the first game, and you advertised the damn game when people bought it.
Yeah.
That Joel was a major part of the game. Okay?
I mean, but here's the thing is, like any game would have done that. You know what I'm saying? For example, could you imagine if like Resident Evil killed off Chris Redfield or Leon Kennedy? Like, just for, you know what I mean? Like, hey, had Leon Kennedy on the cover, right? And then like 5 minutes in, he gets eaten by a zombie. Like, right?
Yeah. And so anyway, so Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog is preparing that actress for the online hate. Okay? But the real question here, Grant, the real question is, why would you make a game like this that's going to be obviously be a space cowboy / opera odyssey, whatever, space odyssey game, and give us a character like that. Now, it's not because she's girl, okay? But you're giving us an uninteresting character from the trailers. We saw the trailers, okay? Slurping on a slushie or whatever the fuck she was doing, having an annoying attitude towards some, I guess, boss that she was talking to on the radio in her spaceship. Just those annoying mannerisms. And you've given us that character, and now you're trying to prepare your actress for this fake hate that's going to be towards her, and you don't think it's going to be towards the fucking studio. It's mainly going to be against Naughty Dog for creating a character like this. Why would you create a character that has no appeal to majority of gamers and put that in a game? That is the real question. Why would you do that up front? What are you trying to tell us?
Yeah. But the thing about it is see, this goes, I mean, this can go beyond gaming. Do you remember for example, let's use this for example. I think characters get hate because, and it should be the studio's fault for casting terrible people to play. Like the fact that Ellie is getting the hate in the show is because it's a terrible person playing that character. Like that's not even a good person. You see what I'm saying?
Actress.
Yeah, correct. Do you remember in Batman Begins? What's her name? She was hot. It was the girl from like
Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, not that. Batman Begins, the one with Christian Bale, the first one.
Oh, okay.
Remember she was hot, and then the second one they replaced her with Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yuck!
It was originally a girl from Dawson's Creek or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, and she was hot. Katie Holmes. Yeah, and then they replaced her with Maggie Gyllenhaal. Ugh. Like, come on. Like, here's the thing is, like, Christian Bale is Bruce Wayne. I mean, Bruce Wayne can get any woman in the world, and he's going to get Maggie Gyllenhaal. You know what I mean? That's my point.
See,
you know what I'm saying? A billionaire playboy, and
it's not even that, dude. Like, it's not. I don't care if she's not pretty. You know what I mean? The point is that the character that they showed us in the game trailers is annoying and uninteresting. You could put, dude. I mean, you can easily put. I'll give you an easy example, dude. From the Alien games and stuff like that, Sigourney Weaver. Okay, she's not attractive.
She's not ugly.
But she's not ugly. But she's not like
back then. Remember the Ghostbusters?
Like a super sex appeal. But the reason why Ripley was so, I would say, popular is because of her character development and the character that she is. That's why Ripley was so good, and why still today, Ripley is one of the best sci-fi characters. Still,
I don't know, man. When Sigourney Weaver was the Keymaster in Ghostbusters,
she was good in Galaxy Quest too.
But here's the thing: is like, and on the flip side, this girl's pretty in real life.
She is.
Like, yeah, what are her name? Tati.
Like I said, but that's not the point. It has nothing to do with her fucking attractiveness. It's the point of a type of game which is going to be a space cowboy type game, and you're giving us a very uninteresting character to play. And you're
that's what they're going to base it. That's what they're going to base it off of. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what they're boot camping her for, though. It has nothing to do with that. They're boot camping her off because of the color of her skin. They're going to boot camp her to get hate for that. They're going to get boot camp her because she's going to be I guarantee you she's going to be a lesbian or something in this game.
Well, they're also boot camping her to play the cover. Yeah. Because what they're going to do is rely on IGN and a lot of these publications, news sources and stuff like that to run cover for the game and tell us that, this game is the next best thing. Like that. And they're going to have that free advertisement for this game. This is where the game's going to sell decently. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
At least decently. Okay. So they're going to have this free advertisement and this free publicity from Kotaku, from GameSpot, from IGN. They're going to have that.
Kotaku probably won't be in business by then.
Yeah, so they don't need the outside sources for. I would say, I mean, they're still going to run advertisement for the game, but they're going to have a lot of their own, free advertisement given to them by these publications to run cover for their game for this fake prepare for the hate stuff, which is going to be like 10 people online talking like the real hate. It's like fucking barely anybody really talking about it. What they're going to be talking about is, why are you giving us an uninteresting character? And this is why I'm not playing this game or buying it. Oh, no, you think that she needs to be more attractive. No, you think she needs to have bigger boobs. Oh, you're a fucking gooner. you're a fucking Nazi. You know, they're going to keep doing the same shit over again. It's a rinse and repeat.
Well, and then, but you know, the sad thing is, you're going to have those guys on the right going to be like, oh, this is a
Well,
woke,
that's what I said. You're going
woke.
to have that very small community that they're going to blow up like it's the main community, talking why they don't like the game or why the game's not appealing to them.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen to this game. It's going to have that character, unless they change things, you know, make the character in other trailers more appealing to gamers, not just slurping on a slushie like she's some fucking millennial, you know, and shaving her head in the mirror, like all this political fucking, you know, notions that we already get from the trailer. So what are you doing? Unless they change that, what's going to happen in this game is it's going to release. All your publications are going to run cover for it. The game's not going to hit its sales mark, what they want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to run the fake, oh, it's because they failed because all the hate. Okay. They failed because of all the backlash the game character was. Oh, this girl's probably going to come out, make a statement of woe is me, all this hate again when it's only like fucking a few people online that are just, you know, extremists. And then that's going to overshadow the real concept is that it just wasn't appealing to me as a gamer. Like, I just don't want to play that.
That's not a good game. How about that? What if the game's not good?
And then, you know, after you know, of course, they're not going to hit their sales mark, or, you know, it's not going to be a major success.
But it's not their fault, Ed. It's not their fault.
It's not their fault. And they're going to then, that's where IGN, all your regulars come in to run cover for the game.
And they blame us.
And they blame the gamers. So I
wonder if the bad guy in this game is called Ronald Strump.
So now, for the game, let's just say the game, again, what I just said happens. The game could be, you know, has a good gameplay. But at the end of the day, you're making a main character that's not appealing to gamers, man.
Nope.
At the end of the day, that's all that really goes down into it. Because you're playing a story and you want to play a game for a story, and you want to play it. If you're going to experience a game, you want an appealing main character, dude.
Yeah.
And then that's what happens with the completion rate. Let's say they do hit that, you know, they're going to have that first burst of good sales, right? If they announce it, they're going to have that first burst of good sales. But then the completion rate for the game is just going to be fucking abysmal. It's going to just do that curve down.
Yep.
And then it's just going to disappear. And then, of course, like you said, we're going to have the playing cover for the game from IGN and all those other people. Forbes, I'm sure Paul Tassi will jump in there.
Oh, God, yeah.
We all know what's going to happen because it's happened before and it's going to happen again. Another thing is, Grant, so a game like this, you know, you had The Last of Us 2, or excuse me, The Last of Us, the first one. And I had someone tell me that The Last of Us had no appealing characters. And you know, you're playing it just for the story. Excuse me. The Last of Us did have an appealing character. Joel was an appealing character.
Mm-hmm.
He was a gritty cowboy-like character who lost his daughter at the very beginning.
Correct.
And you rooted for him. Even after all the shit he did just to protect Ellie. Because you could kind of relate, because he looked at Ellie like a daughter eventually in the first game. And you kind of sympathized towards him. Even some of the shit he did, okay? But he was an appealing character. He had that grittiness about him. He had that Arthur Morgan-like style to him. Dude, the character, Joel, was based after Josh Brolin's No Country for Old Men character.
Okay, yeah.
That's who Naughty Dog based the fucking character after. They actually said that.
Yeah.
So you tell me that the fucking first Last of Us never had a character appeal? Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the stupidest fucking take I've heard. Joel had appeal to a gamer.
There's a lot of idiots on Twitter.
But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen to the game. It's going to have that initial sales push. IGN's going to run cover before. All the same old shit happening. Paul Tassi comes out going
to this.
Oh, they're racist and everything, and playing that fucking stupid shit. The game's going to have a good initial push sales, but then it's just going to drop off. Completion rate's going to be below 5%. on all platforms, and then the game's just going to fade into
So are you
nothingness.
saying an Assassin's Creed type, like
It's going to be very similar.
not a complete flop, not a flop. It's not going to flop. I don't think it's like
No,
it's
it's not going to flop because it's Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Let's
it's not
be
going to
real.
flop. Like it's not going to be like
We're going to be real on that.
It's not going to be like Dragon Age
but they're not going to get the sales that they think they're going to get.
Yeah.
Because but I mean, at the same time, you got to remember, everyone's going to be advertising for these guys.
Oh yeah,
they're going to be pushing it all in our face.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, the character's unappealing. Now, can that change if they show us more gameplay trailers and like the character's personality? Not what they showed us before with the fucking millennial fucking stupid shit. Don't show us that. Give us who the character is. Is the character going to be eventually? I'm sure is going to be a badass, but is it a natural development, or they're just going to be like she's automatically a badass?
Yeah,
I would want that on any character, any game.
Characters like 𝐿𝐴𝐵 and Tifa, their personality and stuff like that. Those are good character traits for a character.
Well, it's the natural personality, like the natural. How would this person, this character, react in the situations they are in, and not overdo it? You know what I mean?
Like trying to be like Daredevil, like Wade Wilson, like the comedy like that.
Yeah, I mean,
like
because you're going from her like fucking, being annoyed at her boss and slurping on a slushie and just being like nonchalant millennial attitude.
Whatever,
and then she's going out grabbing a sword and doing all types of fucking shit to like alien monsters on planets. I mean, you gotta pull us in, man. Don't just throw that shit in our face. You gotta pull us in with the good character development. And I really think if they have that, if this is going to be a good character, they need to show it.
Yeah.
They need to prove people wrong. They need to prove me wrong. But guess what? I don't think they do have it.
Nope. Otherwise, they wouldn't be boot camping.
They wouldn't be doing the boot camping. You're correcting. The boot camping.
Boot camp. I never heard that. Like, they're making this seem like it's severe, like they're in DEFCON 1.
Yeah. All right, Grant. That was our
DGR.
Yep. That was our DGR. The Discourse Gamer Rant.
You know what time it is now, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
It's time for that top 10.
Time for that top 10.
So we got a top 10 that's different. So what we decided to do is our top 10 games that aged like milk. And for those that don't know what that term means, it means they were good at the time, but after years you've gone back and played them, you're like, it's not so good. Or the remakes are better,
Yeah, and I had a lot of games that I did go back and play. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
A game that would be a complete opposite of this, like I could go back and play, of course, Chrono Trigger, right?
Oh, yeah.
I could easily pick that up and play it again and have fun with it. Get lost in that fantasy world. And there's other games that I can think of that you can easily pick up again nowadays that was maybe 15 to 20 years old.
Final Fantasy VI. I mean, all these games.
Yeah, a lot of those games back in the SNES. You can pick up a lot of those and play today. But anyway, so let's get into this top 10. Top 10 games